Hello, I'm Jeff Patterson. Today we're going to look at a palm changing exercise integrated with some standing meditation, and then see how to use it as a linking set or a flow. I originally learned this series from the Sun Style Tai Chi. However, it has the Yichuan standing meditation in all of the postures. And so I want to talk about how they're related and how we put them together. And you're going to see the form is kind of fun to practice, but the individual postures in themselves can be a practice that you do in isolation, just focusing on one of them in each position. And so we're going to start with our feet hip width distance, knees slightly bent, roll the shoulders down, listen for your central equilibrium, and just make sure that your body's relaxed, letting go of all the tension in the torso and sinking into the feet. Now I'm going to go through once and just show you the series, and then I'm going to break it down, and then we'll go back and do it a little bit more fluidly towards the end. So in the beginning, we start with, there's 12 different palm changes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Then we would go right back into 1 again. So if we're doing this as a sequence, we would go through those postures. But for the sequence to have substance, I want to break it down for you and talk a little bit about each one of those individual movements. Now, when we're doing the first 2 movements, holding the ball here, the energy from the wrists are turning this way, and you should feel a little bit of a stretch through the forearm, and at the same time, you're pushing your t-shirt towards the rear with your spine. So your spine is connecting with the back of your shirt. So you have that pong energy. So this is number 1 and number 2. And when you roll back and forth from 1 to 2, you want to try to keep that connection, like if I was holding about the size of a basketball here, I'm rotating that ball and it's staying the same size through the rotation. When I'm in the finished posture, my hands are kind of tilting inward towards my other opposite shoulders, staying sunk into the feet. That's the first 2. And I might hold each one of these postures for 3 or 5 or 10 minutes to just feel that. And this could be my solo standing practice here. I could just do number 1 for 5 minutes, number 2 for 5 minutes, and then close out, and that could be my standing for the day. Number 3, when I go from here, this posture, again, I'm holding that basketball. The hands are turning back, almost like my pointer fingers are coming up towards my nostrils. Here, sinking into the stance. And you'll feel a good stretch right through the forearms here. And again, we would hold this posture. Feel that connection, still keep that pong energy. Now when I move from 3 to 4, I'm going to keep that ball, turn it over, and my left hand is going to do almost like a half moon shape here, and my right hand is going to do a half moon shape in the other direction as they cross. Now, if I was holding like a foam roller, I'm going to roll that over, so I've got that connection, and then I turn into the same thing on the other side. So far we've hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And notice how I'm turning my hips to get that movement. Number 6, hands are overhead, almost like my thumbs are just off of my temples. Fingers are spread open. Shoulders and chest are dropping, sinking into the stance. This is a number 6. And again, you could hold this for a period of time. Number 7, hands out to the sides, palms forward. Reaching a little bit, you should feel a good stretch along the outsides of the forearm, dropping the chest and the shoulders. Anytime the hands are up, focus on letting the shoulders fall. We don't want to be up here with the shoulders high. We want the shoulders soft and relaxed. Number 8, bring the hands together. Now it's like we're holding a big beach ball in front of the hips. Fingers are going to twist downward a little bit and spread apart. Number 9. Now that ball is up by the chest. In this posture, again, the hands are angling back a little bit, but now the fingers are pointing up towards the ceiling, keeping that ball. Number 10. The hands come to the center line. This one is down, keeping this angle with the arm so it's not less than 90, it's over 90 degrees on both sides. And then 11 is the same on the other side. 12, the hands come back in towards the chest a little bit wider, and you're going to softly stretch the shoulder blades back as you get a little bit of tension in this posture, bringing the hands back towards the chest and the shoulders. Then release that and come right back into number 1. And now I'm going to flow through it a couple times. So 1, You can do this slower or faster. And so it's a very energetic series of movements when you start getting the right positions with each of the postures. So go back through and watch some of the details that I talked about in each one of those. And as you're transitioning from one to the other, it's almost like a bit of a spring. So you're going to be stretching out that rubber band, and then it's going to naturally want to come back. And so when you feel those postures, it'll be going from one to the other, and they'll all be connected. And you want to keep that tension and that connection in the transition from one to the next. So if you're learning any Tai Chi form, it doesn't matter what it is. This is more from the sequence of palm gestures is from the Sun style Tai Chi. But this idea and this standing practice and a lot of the benefits from this individual flow can be used in any Tai Chi form you do. If you're practicing the Yichuan, the standing meditation, here's some other postures you can add into your standing practice. And most importantly, remember linking. Anytime you're transitioning from one to the other, all of the basic principles with the central equilibrium, the movement of energy from the floor to the hands, keeping that connection through every movement is very important. And you'll find that when you start to practice this and do this, that your whole body is moving like one piece, and you'll find a good, strong connection. And it'll be almost like you feel two north ends of a magnet pushing the hands and pulling them together as you're holding that ball. So play with it, see what you think. If you have any questions, please let me know. Hopefully you enjoyed the lesson and you got something out of it. And I'll look for you in the next video. Take care.